Keep this frequency clear. Keep this frequency clear.
CJAM. Redefining radio in Windsor, Detroit. We are 99.1 FM.
Keep this frequency clear.
Coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor, this is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
It's Friday, and that means it's time for MediaPlex Live.
On CJAM 99.1, redefining radio in Windsor, Detroit. I'm Riley Livingston.
I'm Zachary Balog.
I'm Vian Duchesne.
I'm Hussein.
And you are in for a half hour of news, views, commentary, and maybe a few laughs. But first, the news.
Happy Earth Day. Today is a day to celebrate the Earth by promoting conservation and learning about the environment. This Sunday, there will be an event at Malden Park to guide people to invest in our planet.
As gas prices rise, so do some bus fares, including your trip to Detroit. Scheduling has also been affected. Kayla Tarnowski went to the bus station to bring us this story.
For nearly 5 months, Transit Windsor buses have been on an enhanced schedule. Some buses are now starting earlier than before, and others don't have as many stops. The schedule was put in place after the city let go of their workers who were not fully vaccinated, resulting in a shortage of bus drivers. Since then, those who use buses to get around have had to change their schedule to accommodate the changes in the buses.
During the exam times, I sometimes feel that I have to get the one earlier bus. So it is sometimes problematic during exam.
Transit Windsor has said that once the tunnel bus starts running again, the fare will rise to $15 per round trip. From MediaPlex News, I'm Kayla Tarnowski.
Speaking of Earth Day, this Saturday is Devonshire Mall's annual recycling event. Habitat for Humanity will be on site collecting appliances. Unifor Local 444, Canada Community Services Committee, will be collecting bikes. And Crime Stoppers will be collecting unwanted or expired medications safely.
It was really nice coming in this morning, and it seems we are springing into spring. How is the weekend shaping up, Maha?
Today, Friday, it'll be sunny with a high of 13. There will be some increasing cloudiness with a 40% chance of showers late afternoon. Tomorrow, Saturday, there will be a mix of sun and cloud with a 40% chance of showers and wind of up to 20 kilometers per hour. On Sunday, there will be a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 25. That's it for weather. This spring will surely have a cold finish before it warms up again for summer.
You're listening to MediaPlex Live.
On CJAM 99.1, redefining radio in Windsor, Detroit.
On today's show, Crime Stoppers is on the case.
We talk about going green.
We spill some tea.
And it wouldn't be Friday without some weird news.
All this and more on MediaPlex Live.
On CJAM 99.1 FM, the Jammin' One.
Now let's join our partners at Crime Stoppers for this week's update. Here's Constable Sarah Werstein.
Voting season is upon us, and Windsor and Essex County Crime Stoppers would like to strongly encourage people to report any suspicious activities on our waterways. Law enforcement has a large area of responsibility, and they need your help to report any of the following: vessels arriving or departing at odd hours, unattended vessels or vehicles in unusual locations, recovering or tossing items into or onto the waterway or shoreline, transferring of people or things between ship or shore. Trust your gut. If something does not feel right, report any information you may have. You can contact your local police service or Crime Stoppers anonymously at 519-258-TIPS or leave a tip online at catchcrooks.com. I'm Police Coordinator Sarah Werstein.
TGIF, but Maha is here to tell us there is more to today than just that.
Today, April 22nd, is Earth Day. Originating in 1969, people have been celebrating Earth Day for the better part of the last 50 years to promote awareness for environmental health and the planet we call home. It may be easy to assume that it's just yet another holiday or an excuse to wear green, but with serious concerns that are only growing, many climate activists and people are looking into living a more sustainable and environmentally friendly lifestyle. Celebrate today by reducing your carbon footprint by walking or taking public transportation, recycling your wardrobe by online shopping for thrifted items, and eating less red meat to help in reducing greenhouse emissions worldwide. Happy Earth Day.
This is a love song to the earth. You're no more than everywhere. A timing in the universe. Heaven's poetry to us. Keep it straight. it's our world. 'Cause it's our world.
Want to give a gift to someone but not sure what? How about a personalized seat in the college stadium? Ken Pastuchin has the story.
Graduation is coming soon, and one way students can make their fond memories last longer is by purchasing a personalized seat at Acumen Stadium. It's the 1,500-seat home to the St. Clair Fratman Junior Football and Saints varsity soccer teams. For $250, an name and a message with 30 characters can be inscribed on a seat rest. St. Clair College President Patty France has one with her name on it, located 5 rows up on the 55-yard line. It's the best seat in the house. Vice President John Fairley bought 2 seats, both in memory of his mother and father.
It gives ownership to being an event, and obviously ownership of being at the college, having their name there. So they're not around, but I got a feeling that they're cheering on our Saints.
Dominic Papa of WETV also bought 2 seats, both with his name on them and in different sections of the stadium. To one of Dominic's seats is a Fidela Cacciavellani Journalism 1983 seat. Now, Fidela Faulkner, who works in public relations at the University of Windsor, said in an email that it is important to support the institution that gave me the base skills I've used to enjoy a successful career. For the MediaPlex, I'm Ken Pastuchin.
I should buy one of those seats and then rent it out for a profit.
That would be an SB&B, right? Like a
Yeah.
seat B&B?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. New idea. With less cases of the virus appearing, many places, including the border, have loosened the restrictions. Here's Colin Bannon with more.
The Government of Canada has lessened mandates around COVID-19 testing and restrictions on April 1st, and many Canadians have been taking the opportunity to leave the country for vacation or trips. The Ambassador Bridge and Windsor-Detroit Tunnel have seen a lot more traffic for day trips and leisure since the policy came into effect. Many students, some of which who have never been out of Canada since the pandemic, are hopeful of crossing the border soon without the restrictions obstructing them. Debbie LaSalva, the Travel and Tourism Program Coordinator at St. Clair College, says the border remaining open is a good option for travelers of all ages and backgrounds.
Well, the border opening does definitely affects the students traveling and everybody traveling, because us being a border city, majority of clients in this area, or students in this area, would prefer to go from Detroit versus Toronto. So it saves most people a 4-hour drive to go over to Detroit to take their vacation flight.
To return to Canada, you must have the Arrive Can app downloaded along with your proof of vaccination and date of travel and return within the app. For MediaPlex News, I'm Colin Bannon.
The end of the semester is close for college and university students, and for many, it can be difficult to manage. Here's Isabella Spadafora with some tips to keep you going.
For college and university students, the end of the semester can be very restless. The end can cause a lack of motivation for completing schoolwork. Here are 3 tips to help you get through the remainder of the semester. Number 1, tackle the most difficult tasks first. By doing the longer or harder things first, you will feel a greater sense of accomplishment and will feel motivated to continue. Number 2, change locations. When studying or completing projects, staying in one spot for too long can become boring and restless. Try studying in a new location or position. Number 3, take care of yourself. This is definitely the most important tip. Make sure to prioritize your health and well-being. That means taking breaks, eating and sleeping on a proper schedule, and practicing proper hygiene. Once you feel physically better, you will feel more motivated to complete your tasks. From MediaPlex News, I'm Isabella Spadafora.
The stock market continues to be a growing investment platform. Beginning your investment journey can be easy. Ken Pastuchin tells us more.
The St. Clair College Genesis Entrepreneurship Center offers many online workshops through Eventbrite. One of them is the Investing in Stocks, the Basics monthly workshop powered by the New York Public Library. What is a stock? It is a share in a business, and you can expect an average annual return of 10% from large cap stocks compared to 5% from bonds. The New York Public Library gave the example in their workshop of Apple Computer's initial public offering in 1980. Morgan Stanley, one of the underwriters, sold it to the public at $22 per share. The current stock price is what investors think the company is worth. The earnings per share is what drives the stock price up or down. You divide the earnings for the year by the shares outstanding. The price to earnings ratio is a measurement of how reasonably priced a stock is. compared to past performance, current growth rate, competing companies, and the major stock market indexes. To learn more about the stock market, you can contact a full-service broker like Edward Jones or a discount broker like TD Ameritrade. For MediaPlex News, I'm Ken Pastuchin.
As we turn our attention to the spring and to the outdoors, so do our students and our outdoor sports. Caleb Coulter reports.
Athletes from St. Clair are getting fired up for this coming season. Deepak Thukral, a student playing for the Saints soccer team, said his team was really proud of their performance this last season, and they hope to come back even better in the coming season.
Yeah, it was the first time in 5 years, I guess, they made it to the OCAA championship. We came fourth though. We lost to Humber in the semifinals and Jordan in the semifinals for the gold medal thing. But it was nice. It was the first time they came as fourth.
Thukral said the Saints' diverse lineup has helped them place in the finals before, and they can do it again.
Players from different countries were there. There were 3 Brazilians and me Indian. So I think we have a good chance of winning the championship. And plus, right now we're playing the indoor season. And this Wednesday we have the provincial. So we're going to fight for the gold medal again for the indoors.
The Saints have been playing at the new Acumen Stadium, which was purpose-built for the Fratman football team, but it also doubles as a full-size soccer field. The $26 million stadium opened in 2020 and can seat up to 1,500 people. So watch out for St. Clair this season. The teams are coming for that gold medal.
We won the championship, we won the regional tournaments against Redeemer. We even beat the Franco team once.
From MediaPlex News, I'm Caleb Coulter.
Besides donuts, there is nothing we like better than a good argument. Debate. What's up today, Maha? And where are the donuts?
In 2 weeks for Eid. This week's unpopular opinion is technology has done more good than it has bad. If you ask me, I agree, but at the same time, no one can dismiss the bad that came with it. It was technology that kept the world connected and running smoothly amidst the global pandemic, and even before that has fundamentally changed the way we communicate, study, work, and play. Technology has also brought out the worst in people too, with crime becoming even more sophisticated, people becoming aggressive from behind the keyboard, otherwise known as trolls, and altering beauty standards altogether. What are your thoughts?
Alrighty, let's take social media out of the equation, at least for me, for a minute. Technology, I think, has done some good. If you look at what we do here, obviously we have way more advanced technology in radio versus when it was, the dominant platform in the 40s, the 30s. And also in the weather business, we are now able to track more in the way of storms than because it used to be hand drawn. So there are definitely benefits in technology. Social media, I think, went down the chute a lot.
Yeah.
Brought out the worst.
Yeah, I agree. I think, there's a lot of benefits that technology has brought us if you kind of look at technology very broadly as a whole. But if you also look at just social media in general, it's really interesting to watch this youngest generation of people who are really just growing up with this technology, and we've never had that before, and trying to figure out, how to kind of control that with them, or how to prevent, the very negative effects of that with very young children.
I think it's really increased the bullying because people become keyboard warriors, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the bullying at school follows them home.
The bullying has become high tech because back in the day, you'd confront them at the playground or the lunchroom. But now it's high tech with the messaging and the blocking and the secret accounts. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. It's strange. And I think, there's children that are as young as 2 years old that have iPads now. And it's really, really interesting to me because, on one hand, I get it. And the other hand, I feel like there needs to be a lot more kind of controlling or just kind of a different idea around, what we're doing and what we're giving our kids.
Yeah, it's really hard because people can just hide behind a screen and they don't have to show who they are, and you might not know who they are because they can be anyone. They can take anyone's identity.
Challenge them. Hop on Zoom and say it to my face.
Yeah, exactly.
When I was 12, I was playing with Barbies. 12-year-olds now have iPhones, iPads.
Oh, they have whole Snapchat and
TikTok accounts.
TikTok accounts.
It's
yeah,
crazy.
Exactly. Right. Are you thinking of becoming an entrepreneur? With all the entrepreneurship events in Windsor, now has never been a better time to start a business. Gracie Lowe's has the story.
If you've ever wanted to become an entrepreneur but never knew how to start, now is your chance to learn. Run by the Entrepreneurship Practice and Innovation Center, also known as the Epicenter, Both students and possible entrepreneurs can now learn about the workplace with the Entrepreneurship Speak Her series. Lauren Bodie is the Campus and Community Engagement Coordinator at Epicenter. She said that the inspiration behind these events is to help the public.
The inspiration has been to encourage students and women students to pursue and consider opportunity within the realm of entrepreneurship. So we've kind of aimed each session at different industries. So that way it truly applies to any student overall within any field of study. However, it's also been targeted for different faculties and programs, both at University of Windsor and St. Clair, so that students can really envision themselves in the position of that female founder.
So if you're looking for the perfect time to build your new business, take that first step, even if you're not ready. For MediaPlex News, I'm Gracie Lowe's.
If you haven't guessed, I have a debate club background. Just ask my mother. Let's see what Srita Varanasi has to say.
What do you usually see when you turn on the TV these days? You see some entertainment, some news, and a whole lot of discussions. These discussions aren't the logical, fact-based debates they were meant to be. No. They're a ghost of that model, peppered with insults and an unwillingness to listen to one another. Debate may be the most important tool society can use to orient itself as the world changes around us. Through different social climates, economic climates, and political climates, it's debate that tells us what we stand for and why we stand for it. It's a creative art, allowing engagers to think outside the box and prepare for what the other side of the coin has to say. It also forces us to have to substantiate our claims and back up our arguments. Most importantly, debate forces us to listen to each other, because when we don't listen, we can't effectively debate. But we all know our beliefs, right? I know Beyonce's Coachella performance was the best one they've ever had. I know poutines from Frenchie's are unbeatable in Windsor, and I know puppies are pretty much the best things in the world. I think I know all these things, but do they hold up to further scrutiny? I say Beyonce's Coachella performance is the best they've had, but I haven't seen all of the Coachella performances. Frenchie's poutines really could be unbeatable in Windsor, but I haven't tried all of Windsor's poutines, and if someone's allergic to puppies, they probably aren't the best things for them. These are lighthearted examples, but this is what debate is for. If someone challenges my beliefs, I listen. I hear why they disagree, and if I still hold my beliefs, I will engage them in respectful debate. In an ever-polarizing world, it's becoming more crucial to bring back assertive, multifaceted, informed debate. Without a tool to orient itself, society will lose its way, not knowing what to believe and what to stand for. People hurl insults at one another, hoping it will drown out the voices of the other side. This has not worked. This, in fact, has acted as a catalyst to polarization. People think the other side is disconnected, while they both are, in fact, disconnected from each other. We all live in micro echo chambers online, where most of the people we follow have the same beliefs as us. And if we encounter someone who poses a different side, we attack and we dehumanize. This isn't conducive to a well-informed and well-oriented society. And this is not to say that we have to agree on everything. In fact, it's best and healthy for a community to have disagreements. These are what need to be debated in order to discover the core beliefs of a people. I urge you all, watch people online you disagree with. Listen to their arguments with an open mind and think about why they hold those beliefs. Challenge your own beliefs. Engage with people who think differently from you and tell them what you think and why you think it. Debate with each other. It's the only way we will once again be united, at least in our pursuit of a middle ground.
Well, Riley, curious minds want to know. It's time for...
Hey, Morgan, it's time to spill the tea.
Music festivals are officially back, which means it's time to break out your best outfits and get ready to party. The Coachella Valley Arts and Music Festival kicked off its first weekend on April 15th to April 17th in Indigo, California, and it looked like a hoot and a half. Whether you watched from home or were in attendance, there was no denying that the fits were fire and the performances were everything. Headlining night one was none other than Harry Styles himself, who brought out the Queen of Country, Shania Twain. Night two saw Billie Eilish looking happier than ever, and her special guests were Khalid and Damon Albarn. And finally, on night three, The Weeknd and Swedish House Mafia took the crowd's breath away. Social media has been abuzz about these legendary performances, and everyone is wondering who Harry Styles will bring out for his second appearance. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Weekend 2 takes place from April 22nd to April 24th and is sure to bring just as much fun and so many more amazing outfits. Can't wait to see it all go down on my Instagram feed.
Harry Styles and Shania Twain, that don't impress me much.
It was lovely.
I couldn't help myself.
David Zura is a graduate of the journalism program. Let's catch up with him and see what he has to say.
Hi, I'm David Zura, a video journalist for City News and Breakfast Television in Vancouver. I'm also a graduate of the journalism and new media program at St. Clair College. I've been in the field now a solid 10 plus years covering local news and print on the radio as well as television and online. I feel confident about where I'm at and where I'm headed. And I'm especially grateful for the strong start I got studying at St. Clair. The truth is, news is changing, and quickly, and I wouldn't even dare to guess what the landscape will look like in 3 years, let alone 10 or 20. But my education at St. Clair prepared me for that. They were there teaching me how to deliver information in a converged environment long before the industry was actually there. Nowadays, it's not at all uncommon for me to be live on location for the early show, then shoot and edit a story before anchoring the late show, all while providing content for our radio sister station on the web. Now, I graduated before the MediaPlex opened in downtown Windsor, but I've seen it for myself, and it's a beautiful facility that uses the same tech that we use here. If you're thinking of getting into the news business, I absolutely recommend taking a look at St. Clair College. Not only did I have fun while I was there, but much more importantly, they put me face to face with the company that would become my first full-time employer. And to tell you the truth, I also am an example of someone who needed help. I was working while I was a student, and some years I studied full-time, others part-time, even taking a break and completing courses online before finishing. I won't lie, sometimes I asked for a lot, but they worked with me, and we got it done. I left with my diploma in hand, truly believing that they care just as much about my success as I did, and you know what? That's special. So yeah, I recommend St. Clair College. It's one of the best decisions I ever made, and it set me up to be where I am today.
It's time for some wisdom, and that's why Donna's here. It's time to get smart.
Thanks, Zach. Good afternoon, C-Jammers. Every week I come on here and I talk about ways to get a little bit smarter, so the focus this week is really on that. Did you know that your mind is like a muscle? The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So here's a few tips that will help to keep you just a little sharper. First, spend time reading every day, even if it's only 10 or 15 minutes. It's good for the brain, and it can be a great escape if you get into a good book. Next, break your routine for a few minutes each day. This might mean checking out a new place to go for lunch, going for a walk in a different area, and taking time to check out the sights and sounds that are around you. Don't allow yourself to get bored. Try making a new recipe or do a crossword puzzle. Try new things. Say hi to strangers. Try a new kind of lemonade or a tea. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Take risks. Nothing crazy. I never want to hear the girl on the radio said I should just jump out of this plane. But whatever you do, learn from the experience. Journal your experiences. A year from now, reading those journals can be a huge inspiration if you get into a rut. Well, folks, that's it for me this week. I'm Donna Tuckwell. This is your Get Smart, Stay Safe Minute, and I hope you all have a fabulous weekend.
I'm going to go swimming in Niagara Falls and say, Donna made me do it.
Yeah, take a barrel when you go over the falls.
And with me and my pickles, that's for sure. Gee, if it's true that my brain is a muscle, I need a gym membership.
Windsor in Essex County has many interesting places and events. And here's Zach with his latest edition of Did You Know?
It's a small, picturesque town in southwestern Ontario that offers unique architecture, a taste of history, and local shops. So what is the history surrounding the town of Amherstburg? I'll tell you in this edition of Did You Know? The town of Amherstburg was incorporated in 1776 and is also named after General Jeffrey Amherst, who we will get to in a minute. In 1796, the British established Fort Amherstburg, and refugees laid out a town site called Malden. It was General Isaac Brock who used the fort as a base to capture Detroit during the War of 1812. However, the fort was under American occupation from 1813 to 1815. Amherstburg also has a history with the Underground Railroad, and that caused the town's African American population to increase from 800 to 2,000 residents. It is estimated that after 1850, 30 African Americans arrived in Amherstburg per day via steamboat and the Detroit River. Recently, there has been controversy surrounding the name of the town, whose founder's history involved the murder of indigenous people. Amherstburg Councillor Patricia Simone recently introduced a motion to change the meaning of the town's name to reference the origins of the name of Amherst, which means a place amongst the woods or a settlement amongst the woods, along with the root of the word burg, which is a walled or defensive settlement. The more you know. For MediaPlex News, I'm Zachary Ballog.
Vienne Duchesne is here. She wants to talk Instagram. What do you have for us, Vienne?
Today, let's hop in and talk about 3 new Instagram features that have came out at the top of this week. Number 1, product tags. Your photos have always been able to have product tags, but now they are available for everyone, not just businesses. You can use this feature to showcase a brand you like, or to tag a brand or company to draw attention for more sales. Second, enhanced tags. You've always been able to tag people, but now you can show a category for yourself and identify yourself. For example, if you're a photographer, you will have your @ and also it will show photographer underneath. Last and final feature is Instagram wants to promote more original content. They want to show off creators on their app. They say that creators are the way of the future and their app wouldn't be anywhere without them.
Thanks, Vienne. Well, we never tire of the weird and wonderful, and that's why Zach is here. Take it away, Zach.
It's Friday, and that means it's time for the weirdest news found on the internet. It's time for Weird News. Boy, you certainly think you know someone. Well, that is the case for a Calgary man who went on the search to find his biological father, only to realize that he already knew him. According to the CBC, Jordan Solomon was looking through family pictures and noticed that him and his biological father shared a strong resemblance. He then pieced it together, and turns out they had worked together at a mall for over 3 years. Wonder if the dad won the lottery. I wonder if that's the motive to go find him. From Calgary to Cape Canaveral, it's time for
Florida Man does whatever a Florida man can. Look out, here comes the Florida Man.
How much do you love a good film, only to sit there and watch it repeatedly, say 292 times? Well, a Florida man did just that. Romeo Alanis saw the movie Spider-Man No Way Home 292 times. Alanis was trying to reclaim the record for the most cinema productions attended for the same film. He previously held the same record for 191 viewings of The Avengers. Wonder what he does on his spare time.
Wonder what he does for a living.
I don't think they've seen him for a while. Well, that's the weirdness for this week. Oh, did you know crying makes you feel happier? Is that an oxymoron? I knew a few in my day. Those are the facts that you didn't ask for. I'm Zachary Ballog. You cannot make this stuff up.
Thank you, Zach, and thank you for tuning in.
You've been listening to MediaPlex Live
on CJAM 99.1, redefining radio in Windsor, Detroit.
On today's show, we've had contributions from
Vienne Duchesne,
Maha Hussein,
Donna Tuckwell,
Kayla Ternowski,
Sarah Werstein,
Ken Pastashin,
Isabella Spadafora,
Gracie Lowe's,
Caleb Coulter,
Morgan Hurt,
Srita Varanasi,
David Zura,
Colin Bannon,
Alexa Frazier, and Jasper Cha.
I'm Rhonda Livingston, and he's Zach Ballog. Woo! See you next week, CJammers.
That was easy.